Today, May 2nd, 2025. Today's Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Today's EON is brought to you by the greatest Knick of the century so far, Jalen Brunson. I watched him in the game last night, him hitting big shots and hitting the game winner. And like him, obviously, there was help by Bridges, tip dunk, and or tipping, not a tip dunk. And obviously throughout the game they were pretty good, but obviously in the fourth quarter, like he carried them on offense, Jalen Brunson, and what a crossover that was. Jalen Brunson has been the best player on the Knicks 3 straight years. 3 straight years, and they won the first round 3 straight years. Now you're going to say, well, other guys have won championships, and other guys make conference finals and make second rounds and this and that, and they do this and they do that. Well, yeah, he's not the best player in the game, and he's an all-star. He's a great player. But with the New York Knicks, let me say this. I'll say this about New York fans. You can't be a Yankee fan. You could be a Yankee fan and a Knicks fan, but when you can't treat them the same. Because with the New York Yankees, Aaron Judge, let me say this about Aaron Judge. He's a much better player than Derek Jeter ever was. I've watched them both play. Aaron Judge is 10 times the player. And they both only played for one team, but Derek Jeter's the better Yankee because he won championships. You cannot say that about the New York Knicks because the New York Knicks don't win. They don't win. They don't know how to win. Like from the turn of the century. This guy deserves a statue right now. Right now, forget about his retired jersey. He needs a statue of that shot, of like him shooting the 3. Or him celebrating with that. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do it, to be honest with you. But great, interesting celebration, but he has the right to do it. Jalen Brunson is the best Knick by 100-fold since the year 2000. It's not even close. And I don't want to hear any names that you say this or you say that because nobody deserves to be mentioned. If you mention those guys' names, Ronaldo Bachman is one of them. I don't care. Stephon Marbury for 3 years. Dude, don't mention those other guys that you know I'm talking about. Those guys don't even deserve to be mentioned. Mentioned with any of them. Nobody deserves to be mentioned Jalen Brunson. And Knick fans were screaming about Tibbs and all that stuff. Let me say this. Tibbs also, he's the best Knick coach since Pat Riley. It's not even close. It's not even close. Your team was atrocious. Your team was lottery all the time. All the time. And you say you had a year here, you had a year. Dude, you didn't win 50 games besides one time. This guy wins 50 games a year every single year now. And he wins a playoff series every single year. Let me say this. You as a Knick fan in New York with New Yorkers, you got to treat it differently like you would take this any day of the week. And I'll say this. Knick fans should have hope that they could make this a series against Boston. But I don't see them winning. And maybe Knick fans have this hope and thinking that they're going to do it. But don't be cocky about it. If you guys take them to 6 games, you should be thrilled. Let's be real here. You guys been terrible for 100 years, and you say, well, that's because we can't improve. Well, that's Knick fans can't improve. Nah, I don't know. You just be happy with how it went the past 15, 20 years. Dude, getting LeBron James. Being a Knick is now pretty cool. Being a Knick was like, yo, go to New York. Go to New York. Nobody wanted to go to New York. No one cares about going to New York necessarily anymore. But Jalen Brunson made it cool. Yo, this guy is like, he's Michael Jordan of your... Nah, he's not Michael Jordan because you had Patrick Ewing, you had the guys in the... Dude, since 2000, he's Michael Jordan of your franchise. It's crazy. It's interesting to say. Do most teams have a better player since 2000 than the New York Knicks as far as what they did for the Knicks? Yeah, probably. Yeah. But that's what your franchise has become. You got to be satisfied. Sorry, guys. As a Yankee fan, I understand, like we haven't won the World Series since 2009, but like we have this like attitude of that logo. Like there's no second place. You can't have that. The New York Knicks is second place is great. And okay, I'm not saying they should bend over and fold, but like, dude, with firing Thibodeau, it's the stupidest thing to me. But hey, knowing New York fans, it's that's what they do. That's what they do. But hey, you guys fired Mike Woodson when he wasn't making the playoffs either. But that's what you get. I mean, but let me say this: you guys like expecting to beat Boston? I mean, if you guys go six, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. But let me say this: Jalen Brunson, best Knick of this century so far, and he deserves like a statue. And there's no room in New York to put anything. Well, you got to make room for him. Oh, you really do. Like if you guys cheer when Carmelo Anthony shows up to the game, this guy deserves 100 times that. Let me say this: very impressive, I have to say. But congratulations to him. And like it's a nice run. It's a nice run, and like all Knick fans are growing up as a young kid. They talk about they talked about Anthony Mason and all those role players they had. This team, by the way, I don't know if they're better than the '90s, but this is the best. This is also the best New York team probably that I've ever seen. I mean, it's like their starters are great. Their starters are great. I'm not gonna sit there and say the bench because Tibbs doesn't play anybody more than 10 minutes off the bench usually. um, but like with Towns, I'm not even going to go to the Towns Randall like swap them for all those years. I'm talking like OG, um, Mikael Bridges this year. Who I mean, even Mitch Robinson all those years at center, and he's a backup now. They are great. This is a Knick team to like be proud of, and by Josh Hart, I forgot about him. Like he was around the league as a journeyman all those years, but like he was not appreciated to like the Knicks. Yo, let me say this, Josh Hart. You might not, he might not have to pay for a meal for the rest of his life over here. Over there in other places, it's like, yeah, I played there. Okay, I played in New Orleans. Okay, I played in for the Lakers. Who cares? This with the Knicks, what he has done, and he's a New York type player. He plays hard. He guards everybody. He hits the big shots. He's not the best 3-point shooter, but somehow he makes the big plays all the time, and he gets the rebounds as a shorter guy, and he just hustles. This is what fans love, and I'll say this: but New York versus Boston again, and somehow with the New York versus Boston, I'll say this: I really don't believe the Knicks can win the series, and I hope I'm wrong because Boston they just keep kicking our asses every sport and every little thing, and like maybe in some sports we're more consistent like the Yankees, but whenever they get a chance to play us, they beat us, and whenever they get a chance to go all the way, they go all the way, and we just sit there. We continue to go like conference championship LCS in baseball and other stuff like okay, but every time like we play Boston in anything, we get our butts handed to us and we get no shot. It's just like enough of like Boston. They're kicking our butts in every sport. So it's time to honestly like dominate them the next 25, 30 years. Like get the Tom Brady out of our freaking visionary and get like who else can we get out of like David Ortiz and all those guys that are visionary and say Bronson, let's beat the Tatums and the Browns, but and all those guys. But I don't know. I don't know. Obviously Boston's going in there. They're the better team going in. But man, it gets. I mean, I'm contradicting my point a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, yo, well, you've been bad for all those years as a Knick fan. You can't treat it the same as a Yankee fan, and we can't. But we hope to get Boston out. I don't know. It's hard. It's just hard. They just won the championship last year too, and I don't see the Knicks winning a championship. But who knows? And if definitely Jalen Brunson wins a championship, he's the if he somehow wins a championship, Jalen Brunson, he's the best Knick since like the '70s. That's how good of a Knick he is. Okay, thank you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, AFree26. Follow me on X at AFree26. Have a good day.